We've all heard the advice to pursue your passion, but in overcrowded creative fields, that path often leads to burnout and a paycheck that leaves workers struggling to cover basic costs. Economists have a specific term for this dynamic, the compensating wage differential. This means the job market actively discounts your pay if your role comes with social prestige or workplace excitement. Conversely, if you choose work that is physically isolated, highly repetitive in nature, or strictly bureaucratic, employers pay a premium to keep you. This chart plots the job market. The x-axis is glamour. The y-axis is financial security. Bottom right, passion jobs. Media, arts, culinary offer cachet but low security. Top left, boring jobs dominate, trading zero prestige for immense stability and high income. Today, we are evaluating roles strictly in that top left quadrant. We're looking at low-drama jobs that pay over $120,000 a year and maintain strong growth projections, some as high as 22%, through the year 2034. Deciding on your career trajectory requires a choice. You have to decide if you are willing to trade the spotlight for the long-term security of a six-figure salary. Let's start with our first category of high-paying, low-profile work, the analytical grinders. These are your actuaries, computer research scientists, and database administrators. This comparison matrix evaluates these roles based on three factors: the boring input required, the 2034 growth projection, and the median pay. The job security in these roles is practically absolute. Corporations cannot legally bypass risk compliance, and data migration is the mandatory continuous backbone of the modern tech economy. Getting that security requires a grueling input. Actuaries must pass a series of solitary exams that can take up to 10 years to complete. Database architects spend their entire days quietly writing back-end migration scripts in total isolation. The outcome data makes that grind worth it. Actuaries are projected to see 22% growth through 2034, and computer research scientists 20%. Median salaries range from $125,000 to over $140,000. The daily reality of this work is entirely abstract and highly sedentary. You're building structural systems and modeling risk that remains invisible to the company. The social trade-off here is stark. You will receive absolutely no external validation for your labor. These analytical grinders secure elite stability because they endure intellectual monotony without recognition. Our second category is the corporate shields. This includes human resources, purchasing, and compensation managers. Updating our matrix with the second category shows a very different type as input required to unlock these salaries. The industry's security here stems from inescapable liabilities. Companies are legally obligated to maintain payroll compliance, navigate healthcare laws, and manage complex supply chains. The input means managing relentless bureaucratic minutiae. You are auditing endless spreadsheets, negotiating vendor disputes, and ensuring regulatory compliance down to the letter. The boredom comes with a psychological toll. When supply chains break or healthcare premiums rise, you become the scapegoat. And the inverse is also true. You receive zero credit when payroll executes perfectly or materials arrive on time. Yet, the outcome data justifies the stress. These roles offer steady 5% to 6% job growth through 2034, with six-figure compensation ranging from $130,000 to $160,000. That high salary essentially functions as hazard pay. You are compensated for having a thick skin and absorbing the company's daily bureaucratic friction. Our final category is the unseen infrastructure. This includes pest control route owners, garbage route supervisors, and petroleum engineers. Filling out the last row of our comparison matrix reveals a path that scales physical tasks into large contracts, entirely bypassing college debt. These industries operate on a perpetual baseline of human necessity. Commercial buildings always require pest management. Cities will always need waste collection, and infrastructure demands constant energy extraction. The input required here is extremely intense. You start by performing highly repetitive, stigmatized physical tasks or enduring extreme geographic isolation, like spending weeks on end in remote oil camps. The path to a $150,000 income in this sector involves leveraging field experience to manage logistics routes, execute B2B sales, and lock commercial buildings into long-term maintenance contracts. That operational control yields predictable, recurring contract revenue. It creates $150,000 plus incomes with zero requirement for a prestigious corporate degree. Leaning directly into stigmatized, dirty work proves to be one of the fastest, most reliable ways to build wealth outside of the traditional corporate ladder. To successfully cash in on the compensating wage differential, you have to honestly assess exactly what kind of friction you can tolerate. This decision checklist maps your personality traits to the right job category across 3 profiles: the introverted optimizer, the bureaucratic shield, and the blue-collar scaler. If you tolerate physical isolation and abstract math, and you desire high statistical growth through 2034, you are the introverted optimizer. Your path is the analytical grinders. If you possess a thick skin, thrive on strict rule following, and can handle delivering bad news, you fit the bureaucratic shield profile. You belong with the corporate shields. If you are willing to endure repetitive manual labor to learn route logistics and eventually scale to business ownership, you are the blue-collar scaler. You should pursue the unseen infrastructure. Be careful here. Choosing the wrong type of boredom for your personality will lead to the exact same burnout you would experience in a failed passion career. In an incredibly volatile modern economy, the sheer predictability of a boring job is a massive, undeniable advantage. Stop competing for the spotlight in overcrowded industries. Figure out what kind of friction you can handle and start claiming your share of the unseen economy.